Hello, everyone. This is Yo of YoTV, and today we are going to be discussing a little bit about road safety awareness, as well as discussing about the Bohol Loop and the accidents that happened, what happened, within that event. Today we are going to be discussing together with our guest Dylan, and
What's up?
yeah, you can follow him on Facebook as well as YouTube. We'll be posting the links together on this video. So check out the description. You'll see the links right there. All right. So there's a
Yes, we
lot
got
of
a lot of issue.
crazy things that happen during the Bohol Loop. I mean, accidents that happened. The loopers that were actually bashed because of that. The Bohol Loop,
Agree.
the event itself being bashed,
Yeah,
and
pointing fingers.
yes, and something to say about. I really have something to say about people who are driving motorcycles on the road without proper safety equipment, as well as driving without a driver's license. So let's talk about the Bohol Loop first. What did you think about the event?
Well, for me, Bohol Up is an event where a lot of riders going to try some touring here in Bohol. Like it's not a race, right? It's not a
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
It's just a tourism loop,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Right,
Like
right.
like there should be a limit of your speed,
True,
right?
true. So it wasn't a race.
Mhm.
The event was to promote tourism in Bohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a limit to the speed. People should have
Mhm.
folled the guidelines that were set. There were actual guidelines that were set by the
Yes,
event
there were.
organizers.
Mhm.
Yes. So yeah, it all depends on each driver.
Yeah, and a
Uh,
lot of people were asking, like, "Hey, is there any speed limit in that event?" Because
mhm.
a lot of people are over 100, and
Yeah,
they were like speeding, like making all the roads like a racetrack. Like,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
there is. It depends on the rider if they
yeah.
follow the rule,
True,
right?
true.
It's just like rules about driving motorcycle without a license.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just same as like that.
It's a rule, it's a law to drive a motorcycle with a driver's license. So you're not allowed to drive a motorcycle without a driver's license, but people tend to keep on driving a motorcycle without a driver's license. They keep pushing that, and they think that's right. So
Yeah.
yeah, first of all, for me, the event was actually a pretty cool event. Like a lot of
Hmm.
writers, promoting tourism in Bohol, the writers visiting the different tourist spots here in Bohol. um, the event was actually a successful event.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I can commend, I can commend the organizers for that. But then they also had a little bit of a miss with regard to safety
Safety
protocols.
precautions.
They set some guidelines, but then the implementation was a little bit different in my
Yeah.
own opinion, because since it was not a race, here's what I think. The organizers should have set like a per batch of motorcycle riders. So
Yeah, just
like
like a
let
spearhead and a sweeper.
yeah, let's say 10 batch of 50 riders each, and each
Mhm.
batch of motorcycle riders should have had a pacer who
Mhm.
sets the speed for that specific batch, and then a sweeper for that specific
Yeah.
batch. Now the pacer should be a local from Bohol, because locals in Bohol know the roads pretty well.
Yeah, they know the
Right?
roads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So there was like this rider who figured in an accident in Hagna because he was not familiar with the roads. Right?
Yeah, he thought it was a straight road,
Yeah.
but it was a left
Sudden
hard
turn.
turn.
Yeah, sudden
Yeah,
hard left turn, and yeah, he
he
went.
miscalculated.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, and
get writers from Bohol who can be the
yeah,
pacers, right? They know
yeah,
the
I agree
roads
with that.
pretty well. You can let the pacers know, hey, this is the speed limit of your batch, right? If your batch is like under 150 cc or 50 cc and below, this is your speed limit. If your batch is 300 cc and above, this is your speed limit. Nobody goes
Mhm.
over 100, right?
Yes, because
Um,
this is not a race. This is supposed to
True.
be promoting a tourism.
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly. So how wonderful would it be to see like a line of motorcycles riding all together in one speed, and then the next batch comes over and then all riding in one speed? It would have been really fun for people to look at, right?
yeah,
Instead of all these motorcycles running around like too fast, and then like, are they racing? So people are actually under the impression that the Bohol Loop is a race, but it's not.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes. Like we had this before, like we have
yeah,
a semi Bohol loop,
yeah.
like just me and my friends.
Mhm.
Like we're in a straight line, and it's so pleasing to the eye. Like
Yeah,
we're so
yeah.
clean on the road, right?
Exactly. Even you as riders will appreciate looking at the line of riders that you are with.
Yeah,
It's like a it's a different experience when you look at the
yeah,
line of riders that you're with. Even you as a pacer, knowing that there's a line of motorcycles behind you, it's like an awesome feeling that you're leading the
yeah.
pack, right? So
And when you see people looking at you, they're smiling because it's so fascinating to see your group in a line.
yeah, yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's not so pleasing when like you go into a line, then someone stray, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think about it? What is your comment when seeing something
Uh,
supposed to be in a line but straying like everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, if you're supposed to be like in one group in one line, and then writers of that group, stray away from the line or from the group, that means that writer will be banned on the next,
Hmm.
event, right? Because
Yes.
you need to follow the guidelines. You need to be disciplined as a writer, as a real writer. You need to promote road safety. And in order
Yeah.
to promote road safety, you'd have to be safe starting with yourself, right?
Yeah. You need to follow us yourself.
Exactly. Now,
Like,
you as writers joining the Bohol Loop, a lot of people will look up to you guys like, oh man, these are cool writers. I want to be like them when I, get my driver's license soon. When I ride a motorcycle, I want to join things like these. But then when they see like everyone like, driving their motorcycles like there's no more tomorrow, right?
like
Like
crazy.
Jason, they like Jason Bourne. It's like,
Yeah.
are these guys for real? I mean, like,
Like
yeah, you got,
they're not Tom Cruise.
yeah, true. There are majority of the writers who actually follow the rules, guidelines,
Mhm.
speed
I
limit.
respect those guys.
Yeah, yeah. I know a couple of those as well. So kudos to you guys. But for the rest of those who actually were, just writing just for the sake of writing, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're just breaking in their bikes.
Nah, come on, breaking in their bikes. Unless the bike is pretty new, yeah. But the day
Yeah.
before this Bohol Loop started, I noticed like they had like the opening, right? Opening the
Mhm.
orientation at the old Tagbilaran Airport. And
Yeah.
after the orientation was done, I saw some of these guys like waiting on a traffic stop. Light was red. There were a couple of other different vehicles waiting for the traffic light as well. But these guys, when they were coming from behind, they actually counterflowed to get to the front, right? And they were these
Yeah.
guys who had like bigger CC bikes, 400 and up,
Yeah,
right?
that's their problem,
Right?
right?
And
Like,
then
yeah,
they even stopped right in the middle of the pedestrian lane, which is not supposed to be done by
supposed to be.
a rider,
Mhm.
right? Because the pedestrian lane should be cleared of any vehicles when there's like a red light there.
Yes,
So I noticed, hey,
pedestrian are the priorities.
yeah. So I mean, it doesn't matter what CC your motorcycle is. You have a big CC motorcycle, but you drive like a stupid ass, person. You have disregard for other people's safety. And
There is a message for you.
Yeah,
oh,
sorry, Jarvis.
Jarvis is
Jarvis is in the background.
Yeah, so I mean, you got a nice bike, bro. You got a nice bike, but you drive like an
You-
ass.
You don't have safety.
Yeah, you disregard safety of other people on the road. You feel, like the road is all yours. You're an arrogant prick. I could say that, right? So it's you're not someone that people should look up to. although you have a very nice bike, I appreciate your bike, but I don't appreciate how you ride your bike.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
I've seen a lot of these
Yeah.
guys. Like whenever I go to the city, well, I commute before.
Yeah.
I kept seeing this like their speed is over like 60 or 100. Like,
Mhm.
dude, do you even see any people around here? The motorists that
Yeah.
just cruising along the road like
Yeah.
simple speed, and
Yeah.
you guys just what is this a track day?
Yeah.
Like you have to go over 100 and you have to keep on using your horns to
Yeah. True. That's true.
putting all the people at the side. Like this is not your road, man. This is a public road. Like what the hell is
That's
going on
true.
with your head? It pisses me off when I see those kind of riders.
It's crazy, right? I mean, they're supposed to follow proper safety, riding as a person who has this type of motorcycle. It's like a mindset, right? So people
Yeah.
who have big CC bikes are supposed to be a lot more gentlemanly on the road.
Mhm.
It's
Because they know
yeah,
that
it's
their
it's it's
bikes
generalized.
are
Yeah,
stronger.
it's generalized.
Mm.
These guys are a little, rich or maybe rich, and then they can afford these type of bikes. So they should be gentlemanly. They should know how to respect other people on the road. But instead, I mean, the guys who are like riding 150
You feel
cc
like
and below are more
Mhm.
respect, have more respect to other riders.
Yeah.
And then
You feel like they're entitled of the road just because they
Man.
have a larger CC.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
what?
I'm not saying all, but majority of
Mhm.
these, owners with big
Majority,
CC.
yeah.
Yeah. They wanna show off their bikes and how loud it is, and then
Mhm.
joining the Bohol Loop. It's supposed to promote safety, promote tourism in Bohol, to promote proper riding standards. I've joined a lot of events, riding events. I've joined a lot, a couple of riding for a cause events before. So we all had proper safety guidelines. We all wore
Yeah.
proper safety gears, helmets, body gears, and all that stuff. We never once had an accident. Right. So
Yeah.
I could tell you we were like about 60 motorcycles. And
Mhm.
that's already a lot. 60 motorcycles is a lot, but that doesn't
Yeah,
compare
that's
to the Bohol Loop where there was like
like
almost
over
3,000,
100.
right? There's almost
And
like
it's super.
3,000.
Yeah.
And but I mean, like, if the Bohol Loop had like different batches of 100 bikes per batch, it would
Mhm.
have been really good looking, right?
Yeah, really
And
smooth.
yeah, it would have been really smooth. There wouldn't have been any accidents. Who prays for that? Who wants an accident to happen? Nobody likes that. Nobody wants
Yeah,
that,
nobody
right?
likes that.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants that. I've seen a comment that said like they're driving too fast. They're driving too fast and they want to crash on the people. Are you kidding me? Who wants to have an accident? Nobody wants to have an accident.
Like
Yes.
they're not psychopath, right?
Yeah,
They also
exactly.
value their life.
Exactly.
They don't have any discipline about their self.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's crazy. I mean, a lot has happened during the ball loop. It was 2 days.
Mhm.
Yeah. For me, it was a pretty cool event, but there was a lot of things that were missed. And the participants, majority of the participants were actually good. Followed the rules. Set up a ride in one pace. But the others who were a little bit arrogant with how they ride their motorcycles were, I would say, thumbs down to you guys.
Yeah.
It's a bad example. You're setting a bad example for motorcycle riders in that way.
And for the people, like majority of the people are only seeing the wrong side, right?
Mm,
Not the good side.
true.
Because if you're gonna say Boholo, it's fine. It's a good event. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But just because of these small details, these stupid riders are
Mm,
causing accidents. The whole Bohol loop itself, the
gets
whole
affected.
image
Yeah,
are getting bashed.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It gets
just because of that
affected.
stupid one rider,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean,
right?
the good things that happened during the ball loop um, weren't actually highlighted. Not a lot of good
Yeah,
things were highlighted. The ones that were highlighted were the bad things that happened, especially the accidents, because that's what
mhm.
people want to, look into. That's what
and,
people want to
and they're
trend.
attached to it.
Yes, that's what people
Yeah,
want to make viral. And then once accidents happen, they generalize the whole event as a bad event. But in my opinion, it wasn't actually a bad event. It was actually a good event. It was actually good for the people of Bohol. Not including the ones that were not following the proper guidelines. But one thing is for
mhm,
certain, you know, when that, now let's talk about the accident. One thing is for certain, that accident should never have happened, in my opinion, right? So the accident was like, it was a bigger CC bike that crashed onto a smaller CC bike, a local,
mhm.
right? A local non looper. So now this non looper, of course, we all know the loopers have complete, protective gear, helmet,
Yeah, they also get the
body
best.
gear. Yeah, true. All right. Now this local who was not a looper who got crashed on to like really hard, you know. Um,
Yeah,
Condolences to the family. Um,
yeah.
she passed away. I think it was within the day or within the 24 hours after the accident. But um, let's talk about facts. Uh,
Yeah,
this girl did not have a license. You know why? Because she's underaged.
she's a minor.
So if you don't have a license, you wouldn't know the proper rules of the road.
Yeah, the proper way how to drive.
Yes, the mindset of being safe on the road, right? So
Mhm.
eyewitnesses said this girl just suddenly U-turned without looking at the
Mhm.
oncoming traffic.
And that's the majority of the people who rides
Exactly. I've
without
experienced this.
license.
I've experienced this a lot of
Mhm.
times, right? Me
Yeah.
just cruising along, and then suddenly this vehicle comes out from the side, right out of nowhere, just suddenly U turns. And then you almost
Mhm.
figure in an accident. Do you get mad? I just say, hey, you know, use your side mirror or look behind before you even make that U-turn, because um, people are blaming the looper in this case because they're always saying too fast,
Mhm.
Bohol loop is so bad, and they did not even take the time to consider that the girl that got ran onto, that got crashed onto, did not have a license, did not have a helmet.
Supposed to be not driving.
He's supposed to be not driving, right?
Mhm.
So since she did not have a license, she was underage, she was not supposed to drive. So if she did not drive a motorcycle, she would not have had an accident, right? And
Yes.
that's fact.
So
That's true,
yeah,
right?
and
No,
the truth. I just want to say something
yeah, yeah,
about this. And also, she supposed to be not in the road if she doesn't know how to drive, and her parents have disciplined her not to drive because she's an underage, right?
true, true, yeah,
So it still comes down to the parents,
yeah. Parents are to
and,
blame.
and that's and, and that's the reality.
Yeah,
We cannot blame the loopers because that looper is speeding,
mm-hmm.
or we cannot blame the rider because she doesn't look
Yeah,
back when
yeah,
she wanted to U-turn.
mm-hmm.
You should blame the parents and how they discipline that child,
Yeah, true,
right?
true. You know, it's a
Like
highway, right?
if
It
mhm,
it's a highway. What do you expect from a highway, right? And then there's a big CC
it's not
bike.
a residential road.
Yeah, it's a highway. There's a big CC bike. How fast do you expect him to go? Minimum of 80 kilometers per hour. minimum,
Mm.
right? You know, the van that a V hire that runs these roads. Are people actually complaining about these vans? They are when they figure into an accident, right? And then it's like normal for them. These vans figure in an accident all the time because they run too fast, they run
Too fast.
recklessly. Yeah. It's a highway, right? Now, if you're on a
Yeah.
highway, if you're a local commuter or a local rider on a highway, you got to be vigilant for things around you, man. You have to look around you. You can't be like, you can't be
Reckless.
yeah. If it was in the local language, ayaw pagtanga-tanga, right?
Mm. You
So
should be aware of your surroundings.
yes, exactly. Be aware. It's crazy. I mean, people are actually pushing the idea that the looper was to blame, and then they did
Mhm.
not even take into consideration that the girl did not even have a license. So does that mean people are pushing the fact that it's okay to be driving without
Run.
a license? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Are you kidding me? Are
Like,
you guys for real?
what?
Right? So,
Like,
what is right? What is right? Right? It's
and also, it's not about the accident, but I've read something like related to this,
yeah.
like motorcycle, right? You know him, right?
Yeah.
Like
Local
people
vlogger,
were
right?
saying, yeah, people were saying like he was chasing these children because they avoided the checkpoint and they didn't have
Yeah.
any license or
Yeah.
helmet. Then someone commented there that don't chase them. It That's the reason they crash. Like
Are
what?
you
So
stupid?
you're saying that it's good for them to
It's
drive?
okay for these kids to be driving around without a license, and if a policeman, a person of authority
Yeah.
stops them and they don't stop, that person of authority will be suspicious of you. And of course
Yeah.
they'll come after you. They'll be driving after you, and if you crash, it's not the policeman's fault. It's the kid's
It's
fault.
their fault. Yeah,
And
because they're driving.
if the kid's fault, then it's the parents' fault because
Yeah.
they just let their kids drive without a license. I mean, I wasn't able to
Then you're
drive.
telling
I wasn't able to
Yeah,
drive
then you're
when I
telling
didn't have a license, right? I was only able to
Yeah.
drive when I had a license already. That's the reality of things. If you don't have a license, don't drive. That's it. Easy.
Yeah, don't push yourself to say like, hey, I know how to drive. Like, stop impressing the eyes of the people that you know how to drive.
Yeah, that's true.
You're a minor, then you're
Yeah.
driving a bike, then you don't have any license, you don't even have a proper gear. Like, what? For showcase?
Yeah.
The road is not for showcase.
Yeah. Stop
It's
showing
for the
off.
commuters.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. It's pretty easy to understand. If you don't have a license, if your motorcycle does not have complete papers, registration, don't drive. Pretty easy to understand. That's it, right?
Just
This is promoting road safety. This is not
Mhm.
just for your safety. This is for the safety of other riders as well, other people on the road as well. Yeah.
Everyone.
This is what Motosikop has been, advocating ever since. Shout out to Motosikop. What's up? This has been what he has been advocating ever since. Road safety. People without helmets, people without, side mirrors on their motorcycles, people without licenses, without registrations, they're going to be ticketed, or their motorcycle is going to be confiscated, impounded in the local, impound lot. Yeah, true. I agree with what you said. Easy to understand. No license, no registration. Don't drive. Don't push it. Right?
And a lot of people just gonna keep questioning these checkpoints or
Yeah.
LTO.
Yeah.
They're gonna ask like, why do you keep on
doing checkpoints?
hitting us
Yeah.
motorcyclists?
Yeah.
Like, dude, do you even question yourself?
Yeah.
Why LTOs, HPG, the police are only targeting these
Motorcycle riders. Yeah.
motorcycle riders?
Because majority
Do
of the
you even
time,
question yourself?
majority of the time, motorcycle riders are the ones who do not have licenses, right? Yeah,
Agree.
the four-wheeled vehicles may be some may be, but not majority of them. Majority are the motorcycle riders because it's very easy to drive a motorcycle. It's very easy to learn how to drive a motorcycle. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And then most of these people who complain about like LTO and HPG conducting these checkpoints, most of the people who complain are the ones without the
Without
licenses.
any proper papers.
Yeah, the proper papers. I know. Are you
Those
guys for real? Are you guys
understand.
serious? Are you guys serious? You know, stop
Yeah.
it. Stop it. You know. If you get into an accident, you don't have a license, you don't have papers on your motorcycle, you are the one that is going to be liable. Even though if there's, even if the accident was not your fault, you're still going to be liable because why are you even driving if you don't have a license? Simple.
Yeah, they're just gonna say I lost brakes.
Yeah. Does your
Like-
brake
like-
even,
like the- Like the stupidest alibi ever. I lost brakes. Then
Yeah.
you were like 60 kilometers per hour, 100 kilometers per hour. Then I lost my brakes.
True.
Like-
There's a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons come up when they get caught and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, why are you wearing a helmet? I'm just going over there. Just going over there. Doon ko, sir. Doon
Like,
ko, sir.
dyan na ako, hang.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, wow. We've already been given a really big leeway on wearing helmets. We are actually given like a chance to wear these helmets.
Standard.
Yeah, substandard helmets like the Cabo Cabo and the skating helmets. We're already actually allowed to wear that. Where these are not even actually allowed nationally, but here in our city it is allowed. Here in Bohol it is allowed because they allow us. It's already a
And also
privilege.
it's also understandable that
Yeah.
none of us can afford a proper.
Not all,
helmet,
not all.
right?
Yeah, not
no.
all. Yeah.
And
So,
these are the cheap one.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's easy to get. So why
At
not
least-
tell them no? You just
yeah.
at least we are given leeway.
At least people get to wear helmets that they can afford.
Mhm.
And at least there's a little bit of protection in case you figure in an accident. We already given this privilege to wear these type of helmets, but then you still see a lot of other people not wearing helmets around, running around, driving around. It's crazy. I mean,
Speeding,
and then they
no
complain,
helmet.
and then they all
Yeah.
complain when they get caught. They complain. Why would you give me a ticket? I'm just a local here. I'm just going there. I'm just going to buy bread. I'm just going to the market. Whenever you drive a motorcycle, you need to wear a helmet. Put that in your heads, guys.
Yeah.
That
Helmets
is
are not
a
heavy.
law. Yeah. A
Like-
lot of people wear these substandard helmets, not strap them on. What's the
Yeah,
purpose?
that-
What's the purpose of you wearing your helmet anyway?
And they're putting it in their elbows. Like,
Yeah.
is your head here? Like what?
Yeah, true. You got a helmet, put it on your
Wear
head,
it.
strap it properly. And if you figure in an accident, your helmet's gonna fly away if you don't strap it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the local language, mag-una imong helmet ug lupad.
Yeah. Lucky if the helmet is the only one who flew away.
Yeah, and what if you
That's
fly
lucky.
away too and you bump your head?
will
It's
fly away.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Just
Proper.
like that sad girl in the
Yeah,
Pangla.
yeah. That one as well.
No
Yeah,
helmet.
yeah.
Dog.
Dog, no helmet, head bashed on the road.
Yeah. Like
50-50. No, I mean, I haven't heard of any I haven't heard of any news about that after the accident, so I'm not sure if she's still alive or not. Then just for the sake of the people viewing, there was another accident right after the Bohol Loop. It happened in Panglao. It involved a rider and a dog. So people are like saying people have to put their dogs in cages. People have to put their dogs in their compounds. People have to put their dogs. Are you serious? Are you
like like if they're trying to find someone to blame, right? Like
Yeah.
your dog. Where's the owner? It needs to be caged, needs to be tied,
It's
it
crazy.
needs not to be loose. Then
Yeah.
if there's no owner, then they're just gonna say, "Oh, then go to the government, tell them to
Yeah.
pick these dogs up." Like,
You know,
why keep finding someone to blame? Like,
Yeah.
why you're not blaming the rider that
You
not
know?
in full gear?
find out if the rider had a license, find out if they had like proper papers. If they didn't have a license, why would they be on the road in the first place? That's the question, right? So with regard to the Bohol Loop and that accident that happened in Sikatuna, ask the question, why would that girl be riding a motorcycle in the first place if she was underage? And if you're underage, you can't get a license yet, a driver's license.
Mhm.
So ask yourself that question. If you can't see it that way, then in my point of view, in my opinion, you are pushing the idea that it's okay for underage, kids to drive motorcycles without licenses, and that's bad. That's pretty bad, and that mentality has got to change. It's crazy.
Yeah, because majority of they have this mentality, and it's sickening me. It pisses me off.
Yeah. It sucks, man. That's how
they are so stupid.
That's how society is now. So they push for the wrong things, and instead,
Yeah.
So
then when they get caught or if it be an accident,
they complain.
Whatever, they complain.
Yeah, and they
like, why us?
point fingers at anyone else except themselves. It's crazy. Yeah.
Like there's some kind of inside a bubble that they don't want to point inside.
Yeah. True. All they want to point is at outwards, not to themselves. So, with regard to the Bohol Loop, the organizers actually conducted a webinar for the proper guidelines and road safety for the event. They conducted a webinar. I saw that webinar. One of my really close friends from Cebu Bikers before sent me that video. I checked out the video, and they actually discussed about proper riding gears, safety, speed limits. Everything was there. Now, the only problem is not all the riders, follow these guidelines because they think,
they're so good.
Yeah, I'm a pro. I've got a big bike or whatever. I've been on the road for more years than you. So why would I follow these things, right? I know how to drive. No, that's not how you do it, man. You join an event, you follow the guidelines of the event. Easy. How hard is that to do?
If you can follow simple guidelines of the event, then meaning you can also follow a simple law.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So, a couple of takeaways from this, because we're about to end our discussion. It's a pretty, it's a pretty good discussion. There's still a lot of things to talk about. Maybe we will be uploading another video and talk about road safety more and more. Maybe we will be joined by a couple of other fellows from good friends of ours who are also riders. But we'll see what we can do to get another video up. So a couple of takeaways from this. One, for me, if you join an event, follow the guidelines of the event. And then two, if you're the organizer of the event, properly implement your guidelines, right? Don't just, just because for the sake of the event, let's just go on. Show must go on. No. Properly implement the guidelines.
Yeah.
What's your takeaways, Dylan?
For me, my takeaway would be, I think we're just the same about the takeaway.
With regard to the accident, what's your takeaway for that?
In regards of the accident, like, it's understandable that those guys are riding in a highway, so it'll be a really faster speed. And just, if you don't have any license, just don't drive, right?
True.
If you wanna live,
Yeah.
If you want to live, just don't. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't. Just don't. Right.
Just walk. Right. You have feet,
Walk.
right? Yeah.
Walk or
Don't just
you know.
say "Diyan lang ako, gang."
Walk or ride a tricycle or habal habal, whatever. As long as that habal habal driver has a license too, and you've got complete, gears to wear, safety gears to wear. Yeah, that's those are takeaways that are very important. Those are facts. That's not just you guys are just saying that just because. No, those are facts, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a license, don't drive. If you don't have a license, don't drive. If you're underage and you can't get a license, just don't drive. Just don't, right? Stay at home, walk, ride a tricycle, whatever. Just don't drive. Spare yourself from an accident. True, right? If you're not underage, if you're, legally able to get a license, right?
Yeah.
Get a license.
Money's not a problem, right? If you're gonna say, I don't have any money, I can't afford, then why do you have a motorcycle if you're going to say you don't have any money?
That is true. I mean, it was pretty difficult to get a license before, but now it is, the process is, a lot easier now than before because a lot of steps have been taken off from before. Before they were like saying it costs around like 10, 15K. Guys, Dylan, just recently got his license. I think that was last year, right? Last year.
Yeah.
And
it's super fast. It's cheap.
Yeah. Kudos to you for, making sure that you get a license before you ride your motorcycle. And I've seen that. Dylan got his license first before he even drove a motorcycle. And that's pretty good. I mean, that's the mindset that we need to actually push out to people who want to drive. Get a license first before you start driving. SP is not a license. You're not allowed to drive a motorcycle by yourself. You need to be accompanied. You need to be accompanied by someone who has a license, non-prof or prof. And that's it. Proper road safety. I'm really into advocating proper road safety. I've got some friends as well who want to advocate proper road safety. We have a group in Facebook. It's called Bohol Road Watchers, and in that group we post of like people who need help on the road. If people are or have some things that are wrong with their vehicles, they can post in the group, hey, I need help, anyone in this location that can help us out. Dylan is also an advocate of proper safely riding your motorcycle, because Dylan always gets pissed off with people who actually don't follow the rules of the road. That's true.
Especially someone tailgating me. It pisses me off. Like, dude, the road is so wide. Why do you have to tailgate me?
Yeah, exactly, right? Keep your distance, man. It's like 2 cars, 2 motorcycles behind. That's the minimum safe distance. So
we're not in a race, right? Always put in your mind, what's gonna happen if I'm gone? What's gonna happen to my family?
True. Yeah.
Always put that inside your mind whenever you drive.
Always think about the people you're gonna leave behind if you're gonna be a reckless driver. So just to recap, key takeaways: if you don't have a license, don't drive. If you're underage, don't drive. That's pretty much it. For events are actually good, but if you are a participant of the event, follow the guidelines, follow safety rules. If you're the event organizer, implement the rules properly, implement the guidelines properly. And of course, the last thing is to like and follow the page. And then like and follow Dylan's page too. So all the links are on the description of this video. So check it out. And we'll see you guys in our next video. Ride safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Keep safe.